Wake up, we got a PC to build. Welcome back, this is Flipping PCs for Profit, and today we actually have a very special build to me. The PC is the most I've ever been excited for building a computer because this is my first custom built computer by a customer of mine, and he was actually ready to spend over $2,000 on Amazon, and I was able to tell him, hey, I can build you a computer with similar specs to get similar performance, and I also can save you a little bit of money as well. So I'm pretty excited for this one. It's a build I've never done before, and yeah, man, I'm ready for it. But before we get into that, I need to show you guys my Facebook Marketplace deals. So this GPU in front of you is the 2080 Ti. It does have 11 gigs of VRAM, and it has 3 PCIe Express ports. I don't know why that's so crazy to me, but the seller sold it to me for $215. He was originally asking $225, but I think I got a pretty good deal, and he also met up with me. We both drove 30 minutes to meet up, so I think it was a pretty good deal overall. And I do have some AM4 boards in the back with some CPUs. I don't know what I'm gonna pair with just yet, but it should pair nicely with something. So the next deal I was able to get on my local Facebook Marketplace is this gaming computer. The entire gaming computer cost me $370. Yes, everything is working. It comes with a Ryzen 5 3600, 32 gigabytes of RAM clocked at 3200 megahertz, and it has a 3060 Ti with a 500 gig M.2, and it has a 750 watt power supply as well. I'm gonna make some changes to this. Hopefully I can keep the budget under 500. So my original plan for this video was to build this computer for my 500 subscriber count. Whenever I got to that point, I was going to build this computer and post it on my channel for my 500 subscriber count for being the best computer I ever made on the channel. And it was supposed to have a white aesthetic look to it. I bought some parts for it already to match that white aesthetic. But I went ahead and asked the customer, is he okay with that look? Does he like white PC cases? And he said no, he doesn't like white PC cases at all. He would much rather have a black PC case, which is all fine and dandy. Let me know down in the comment section, what PC cases do you prefer? Do you prefer black ones? Do you prefer white ones? Do you prefer different color ones? Let me know. I am actually curious about that. So I went ahead and bought a new motherboard, new case. I bought some other parts as well that we're actually about to get into. And this customer is actually a pretty big Call of Duty fan. He asked me what frames he expect from this build. I think he's going to be pretty pleased with the frames he's going to get. So the PC case that I chose is the C3 T500 ARGB, and it is from a company called PC Cooler. This is my first time ever using one of their PC cases, so I'm intrigued about the build quality and how many fans they include. As I take it off, I see that it comes with 6 included fans. That is amazing. I believe this case was around 80 bucks, 85 bucks. I can't remember exactly. But it's around that price range. I love the way it looks. And even when I turn it around, you can see it comes with a pre-installed LED connector, ARGB connectors at the bottom. I am a little worried about the space for the cabling. But we'll see how that goes. I do have an AIO that has 3 fans as well. And it also came with an extra hard drive cage. I went ahead and took that out, but I don't know who uses those. And as for the motherboard, this is the MSI Mag B650 Tomahawk Wi-Fi Gaming. I decided to switch motherboards just to match the all black aesthetic look. And pairing with this motherboard is the Ryzen 5 7600X. Next, I have these 2 RAM sticks that are 32 gigabytes of RAM, clocked at 6000 megahertz from G.Skill. As for the storage capacity, we're going to be using this 2 terabyte M.2. Playing Call of Duty, you're going to need as much storage you can get. Now for the AIO that's going to be cooling this processor is the Frozen Warframe from Thermalright. It actually comes with its own display, and this is the first time I'm going to be ever using this AIO, so it should be a new experience and a cool look to be able to change your own display. Now the graphics card that's going to be pushing any Call of Duty title this guy can play is the 6900 XT from AMD. Now this card comes with 16 gigabytes of VRAM, and that should be plenty enough to play just about any game in 1440p. Now it's time for our juice, which is the Apiva 850 watt power supply that should be enough to power everything in the system. So I do have all the parts together, and I want to see if it posts before I actually take the time and put it in the PC case itself. I don't have a cooler on the CPU, so hopefully it posts before this thing gets too hot, and hopefully everything works and I don't run into any troubles. Let's see if we can get a post. Okay, got some nice PSU coming on. Motherboard lights on. Come on, post, baby. Post for me, post for me. Okay, I'm seeing an orange RAM light and I'm seeing a red CPU light. CPU is getting some power to it. I've seen this post before on the other motherboard, so I know the CPU works, I know the GPU works, and I know the power supply works. And I know the RAM works. I've seen it post on a different motherboard. Okay, CPU is getting kind of hot. I'm going to let that cool down before I try again. I don't know. That's not a good sign. Okay, so I just reconnected the CPU connector. I think it was a little bit out and it wasn't all the way in. So I just readjusted that. Now hopefully we can get a post. I'm still seeing these two lights. Come on. Nothing's changing. CPU is getting like power. Hope this board isn't bad. I have to buy another board. Okay, so I just took the CPU out and there was a little small dust, like a little lint or something like that on the pins. So maybe that was stopping it from posting. I'm actually really nervous right now because I really hope this board isn't bad. Hopefully we get a post this time. Third time's the charm. CPU still getting hot. Come on. Don't do this to me. Do not do this to me. Let me turn it off. It's doing the same thing. Alright, so I just reseated the RAM stick one more time. Hopefully it posts. Hopefully it was just a bad. I didn't seat it all correctly the first time. And hopefully that's all the problem was. This looks like it's a bad RAM stick. I'm going to try it in a different slot. Dang, that kind of messes me up because I need this RAM to give him 32 gigabytes of RAM. Alright, so I have run into a couple of issues here. This is not the motherboard that I'm going to be using on the build. This is the motherboard that I originally bought, thinking I was going to use a white PC case and have a white aesthetic. But I just needed to test the parts to see if any of the parts were faulty. And I do have a faulty RAM stick confirmed. This PC did post with this motherboard and without this RAM stick. I've had it post one time on this motherboard that I plan on using for the build, but it hasn't posted since. And I was scared I was going to burn out the CPU, so I went and switched it, tried it on this one, and it posted, came right up. My next step to do for this motherboard is try to do a BIOS flash, update it without it actually turning on. So that's my next goal here. And I've been going at this for a couple hours now. It was about 1:30. I started around 11. So hopefully I can get this build done soon. Hopefully this BIOS works. I can get it to post and I can get it built. It would only have 16 gigs of RAM. But I can get RAM hopefully sometime this week. So as y'all just saw, I was finally able to get this PC to post. It turns out there was actually even more lint on the pins, and I was able to get it out. And I was just so frustrated. I finally able to figure this out. Now we can actually get to building the computer. So the PC is finally built. I started recording this video around 11 a.m. It is currently 5:30. So it's been a while. Y'all saw the issues I was going through with it not posting and the lint on the motherboard, or the pins, I mean. And in this case, it wasn't the easiest to build in. It doesn't have much room for cable management. And this case is probably better suited for micro ATX, that way you can get a lot of the wiring to go under the board and fit in. Instead, I had to go to the side and come around for everything. Um, Outside of that, the case is fine. I did have to take these fans off of here and then put them on the AIO just to match, so the fans would match. So it's good they came with 6 fans. So, but now for the moment of truth to see if it actually turns on and we get a post. Okay, everything's plugged in. Ooh, look at that. That's a nice color. Now let's see if it, there it is. There's the post. Oh, look at the thermalite picture come up. That's why I wanted to talk about this AIO. It has its own display, like I said earlier, but I can't wait to see what you can actually put on there. I haven't read the manual on it yet, but this is an interesting touch I wanted to give the customer. So the first game we're going to test is Warzone. As you see here, I have the graphics up. It is in 1440p. The quality setting is set at extreme graphics preset, and none of the settings have been changed either. Now Warzone is giving me some great FPS. You see here is averaging around 136 frames per second. This is remember, this is in 1440p extreme graphics preset. So 135 frames per second, 1440p extreme graphical preset. Look at these 2 kills back to back. Oh, he got up. Get him down too. Back in Warzone Resurgence. But this game is running pretty smooth in Warzone, and like I said, this guy loves to play Warzone, so it should be a good match for him. And look at this bot. I forgot this game comes with bots sometimes, but we got to get him down. There we go. So the next game I decided to play is another shooter, and of course it is Fortnite. As you can see, I do have the resolution at 1440p, frame limit capped at 360, and it is in an epic quality preset. Alright, so in this epic preset, it is giving us around 111 frames per second in 1440p. It's a little bit less than COD, but still great frames. As I see an opponent here, let's see if we can get a kill. Okay, got a little shotgun shot on him. He's shooting back, and he's running away. Why do people run on this game? Just fight me. Okay, let me pick up some shields. Oh, almost sold. Good thing we was able to get him. Alright, so the next game I'm going to decide to test is a little bit something different. This is Undisputed, and you see I have it set in 1440p with a high graphical preset. So let's see the frames we get in this. So Undisputed actually runs very well on this PC. It is giving me around 170 frames per second. I know you guys can't see the frame counter, but it is running very smoothly on this PC. And the last game I decided to test is Cyberpunk. As you see, we're going to take a trip to the settings, the graphics settings. It was set to overdrive. I didn't really know what that was. I wanted to set it to ultra, ray tracing ultra, with everything set high in ultra settings, and it is in 1440p. So let's see the results we get. Now that we're at the end of the benchmark test, we can finally take a look at the results. It did average around 59 frames per second, which is very good in 1440p with ultra ray tracing settings. Everything set to high, everything set to ultra. So this PC absolutely killed this game. It killed every game that I put the test through, and I do believe the customer is going to love this experience.